right now, I would love to introduce the one and only Steve Mazan, an amazing comedian who also just happens to be a neuroendocrine cancer patient. So please welcome Steve Mazan.
Hey everyone! Hi!
Hi, Steve.
Hello.
Hi everyone! Great to see your smiling faces. Good to see you all. You look great. Everyone looks good on Zoom. Everyone's surviving. Thank you.
Yes.
Yes, you're all still doing good. Hi Michelle. Hi Bob. Hi Marianne. Hi everyone. Hi. Good to see you all. Thanks for being the front row people here. I appreciate that. You guys are great. Thanks so much. I hope the morning session has gone well. I got to listen in on a little. I was told by the technical guy that Bob and I's conversation got inputted to the general session. So I hope we interrupted something very important. I hope someone was waiting for some information, and then Bob and I's loud voices came in and ruined it all, and we'll have to go to another session later for it. How about a round of applause for Bob and Marianne? They're really putting all this together. They are great. As I've said this before, but just for the ones who don't know, I met Bob and Marianne a while ago. I met Bob first. I didn't meet him through a cancer session or through comedy. I met Bob at a strip club. Yeah. Let me tell you.
You're not supposed to tell people.
Let me tell you all, that man can dance. He can dance. He is a good dancer. I spent like half my paycheck on him that night. I am a big tipper. Bob is one of my favorites. I hope everyone's doing. Listen, I know this is a crazy time for everything. We were supposed to all be together for this, and hopefully this is over soon, and we're all together very soon. And we're back in person and laughing together and sharing information, and this is great. But in the meantime, I know we're all dealing with the quarantine and the coronavirus stuff. There's some things I've learned. First of all, I've learned some new impressions. I'm usually, if you guys have seen my comedy before, I'm usually not an impressionist, but I do have an impression that I've learned in this coronavirus. This is my impression of my mom doing a Zoom call, okay? This is my mom doing a Zoom call. Here we go. Is this working? I can't see you. Does this work? Can you see me? Can you see me? I don't think it's working, Steve. Steve, just call me. Just call me, Steve. I don't think it's working. I think that's everyone's mom on a Zoom call, probably, right?
Well, I mean, my mom's on here, so.
She's I'll look for the head. We'll just see her like, oh, there's Kim. Or like a just, everyone, hi, everyone. How you doing? You just don't know. This whole thing, has anyone, I actually haven't seen my mom. I mean, except for Zoom, I haven't seen her in 7 months. Is anyone else like that? You haven't been able to because your parents are a certain age? Yeah, that kind of thing. I can't wait. It feels weird. I can't wait to hug my mom. Like that's something like I've been looking for, to hug her. I can't wait till this is over. That's what I'm going to do. I come up with the first thing. I'm going to hug her when this is all over. I'm going to hug her, and then I'm going to whisper in her ear. I'm just going to go, are you wearing a wire? just to make her think something shady was up for the last 6 months. I'm going to frisk her and be like, are you wearing a wire? Is something up? Why make her think I've been in trouble? It's so nice to see everyone smiling, too, because all we've seen for the past 6 months is this, right? You've just seen, how many people have you seen people like, and you're like, ooh, that person's kind of good looking. And then they pull the mask down. You're like, ooh, right? I like it because I think these are my good features are right here. It's just this. I would have done well in the Mideast is what I'm learning about this whole thing. I could have made a burqa I could have pulled off, I think. Has anyone else done this? Have you gone somewhere, you go out to run an errand, and you forget your mask? Has anyone else done that? I've done that like
it does happen, yes.
Yes, I've done it like 6 times, and I get there, and then I'm too lazy to go back home and get my mask, so I have to pull a MacGyver. I have to see if there's things in my car I can make a mask with. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, all of a sudden, I'm like a spy. All right, like, what can I do? I'm opening the glove compartment. I'm looking in the trunk. All of a sudden, I've got a Trader Joe's bag and a shoelace tied around my face. I look like a horse. I'm just eating out of the shopping bag. People are staring at me. What the hell is this guy? Yesterday, I went in. I had jumper cables and a floor mat. And I wore that into 7-Eleven just to get a Slurpee. Jumper cables and a floor mat the whole time.
Oh, God.
You know who I think is lucky during all this is remember at the beginning of this coronavirus stuff, the astronauts, those guys that went up in the rocket for, the Elon Musk, the SpaceX people, they're missing this whole thing. They don't have to wear the masks in space or anything like that. They missed everything, all the turmoil, the protests, everything. They left at the beginning of this. They're in for a surprise when they come back, aren't they? How strange the world is now.
Wrong planet.
Yeah, I wonder, like, when they come back, I didn't even think, do they have to go through customs when you come back? Do you have to go, when they come back out of space, do they have to run into that one TSA agent who's like, looking at their passport, all right, says you're on the moon? You're on the moon? Is that right? How long you been on the moon? Did you go to any farms on the moon? Bring any fruit back? You got any moon fruit? Any moon fruit? $10,000? You have any more than $10,000 in moon money? Any kind of stuff like that? Any animals? Any farm animals? Nothing. All right. You know what? Take off your belt and those space boots. Put them on the rack. We're gonna walk through the line. Get over. I don't know if they do that. I don't know about anyone else. I have been, because there's nothing else to do, I've been transfixed by spending way too much time on social media, which I shouldn't, because that's awful. Have you ever seen something so stupid? You read something so stupid on social media, you're like looking, and then you have to scroll back up just to see who the idiot who posted it was. You're like, who wrote this idiot stuff? Like, that's like 6 times a day. I got to do that. I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense. He was the one who posted that. That's yeah. And the other thing, I've been watching too much TV. The news, shouldn't be watching the news. There's too much. Like I got caught up when like all the protests were going on, and then of course I think like everyone, I'm upset. There's looting and rioting, and in here in Los Angeles, that's where I'm at. Los Angeles. People were like, the looting, like you understand, like some people are opportunistic. There were people planning the looting. You could tell they would drive up in front of like a Macy's in like a car, and 6 people would get out. And you could tell they'd be like, I'll be back in 5 minutes to pick you up. Meet me back out here. And then like traffic was getting messed up out in front of the Macy's because there were too many people trying to pick up looters. It was like when you take your kids to school. Like they needed a traffic crossing guard out there. Like, okay, come on, let's go. Keep it moving. No, this is the moving light. This is drop off on repair, and we talked about this yesterday. Go around. Go. I know you see your TV coming out right now. Go around. You can pick it up next time. One thing I think would solve. I think we could all agree on this. The one thing, and it's hard for everyone to agree on something. I think we could all agree. Body cams going forward. Body cams, and I'm not talking about for police. I'm talking about at Chipotle. Everyone serving at Chipotle needs a body cam. I know that guy is shorting me on the beans and the meat. He's loading it up with rice, and I'm not getting enough chicken and beef. And I want proof later. I want to be able to talk to the manager and be like, let's pull up the footage. You'll see that I'm ready.
Yes.
One piece of steak on there, and then just loaded it up. It's 4 pounds of rice. I don't want any of that. And listen, it sounds like I'm being political today. Prison reform. We need prison reform. 100%. That's another thing. Prison reform. I see these things. I watch a lot of movies, lots of prison movies. So I think I'm well informed to speak on this subject. It's dangerous in prison. Like that's if you're not a criminal, you'll be a criminal when you come out of prison, right? Like if you've seen this, the most dangerous place is the prison yard. Have you seen the prison yard? Like that's there. It's a dangerous. It's like hard cement, and you can get shivved, and like people are tough, and you can get killed on the prison yard. It needs to be a nice place. Think about when we were kids. We need to go backwards. That's their free time. Like there should be a slide out there. There should be a slide and a playground. You know what I mean? Like someone staring you down. Like, what are you looking at, essay? I was hoping you would push me on the swing. You just push me on the swing. No, you're not going to shiv anyone when you're like, wee. And I see some of you are skeptical. Some of you are skeptical. You're like, okay, well, sure, the prison yard is tough, but what about also the showers? The showers are tough. Rubber duckies for everyone. Rubber duckies and Mr. Bubble for everyone. I think that would solve all of those problems.
Extra soap.
Excellent. on a rope, hanging from the ceiling. No drop. I'm going to admit, like, listen, this feels good to see all your smiling faces and to laugh together. But I'm going to admit that this whole thing, the coronavirus stuff, it has stressed me out a little bit. I have been a little stressed during this time. I haven't been sleeping well. And so I was looking up ways to, I'm going to look it up like my mom. I was looking up ways to to sleep better. Like I didn't know if it was just the stress of all this or what's going on. And one of the big things, I don't know if anyone's heard of this, that the suggestions that came up is a weighted blanket. Have you heard of the weighted blanket?
Yep. Oh, yeah.
I am late to the game, I guess, on the weighted blanket. So I was like, okay, weighted blanket, I'll check this out. Those things are expensive. Holy cow, they're expensive. So I couldn't afford it. So I'm just sleeping under my mattress. I'm just sleeping under my mattress, and I've been sleeping great. And I found $20. And a pea. I found a pea in there.
P.
Not P. P-E-A. That's the P. I didn't, not P-E-E. I didn't pee on the mattress. I haven't done that. Since the rubber sheets, that's all been. I am trying to stay positive during all this. And I think, listen, this group especially, everyone is very, very positive and doing their best. But have you ever run into one of these people that they're too positive? Do you know what I mean? Like they're so positive, you're almost like, okay, I don't even believe you could be this positive. Like it's just too far. I'll give you an example. This is just before this all started. I was on a Carnival Cruise. I don't know if anyone's been on a Carnival Cruise before. I walked on. I had never been on one before. I walked on, and if you've never been on a cruise, I walked on and I felt like I died and went to heaven, because that's the only other place that has that many old people. So I went on a Carnival Cruise, and I was standing by the elevator, just minding my own business, just like this, just standing there by myself. And some guy walked up, had never met this guy, from just out of the blue. He walks up and he gets right in my face. He's like, hey, you living your best life? You living your best life? I'm like, what? No. Carnival Cruise. What do you? This could have been like Royal Caribbean, or I could have had my own yacht with the team. No, not living my best life. I'm talking to you. That's proof that I'm not living my best life. You're not doing very well either. You're talking to me. We should both do better. I am. I spent a lot of time with my wife during this. I met my wife actually at the near the beginning of as Bob mentioned, I'm a net cancer survivor as well, and I met her near the beginning of my journey, very early, and we had been dating for about 8 months at that point, and so it was a weird time for us for the diagnosis to come and her to decide, like, is she going to stay with me, and like we had talked about maybe getting married, already in our relationship. But I had, at that point, I was like, I don't know if I could see myself spending my whole life with just one person. That just seemed weird to me. And then I got the cancer diagnosis.
Bob.
And then I was like, if that's only 5 years, maybe I could pull this off. Maybe that's good. It lasted way longer than I expected. I never expected to go. But some people say they're who raise your hand if your spouse is your best friend. A lot of people say that their partner is their best friend. I love my wife. She is fantastic.
Their spouse is right there. That's not fair.
Yes, that's okay. Your best. That's okay. Your best friend doesn't have to be. You don't have to be their best friend. I guess that's it. It just goes to the circle. It'll come back. You'll be someone else's best friend. It's like a weird thing. My point is,
I see the thumbs.
You've seen something? My wife is not my best friend. I love her. She's
The honest one is in that relationship.
My wife, because here's why she can't be my best friend. My best friend, she's awesome, but my best friend wouldn't care if I slept with other people. My best friend would be like, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, like this. That's what a best friend would be like. Would be like, good for you. Oh, you hooked up last night. Good job. My wife, not at all. Not a supportive best friend in that way at all. She is not. The one thing that's helped is because it can't be around people during all this is I've been stuck home with my dogs. I got 2 dogs. Wave if you got dogs. Dogs out there? Dogs? Pets? Have any pets?
Goats.
Goats? Oh my God. That sounds extra fun. There's a puppy.
Wow.
So cute. Oh my God. Adorable. See, that's they always say a dog is man's best friend. Because my dog, if I hooked up, my dog would be like, good job, Steve. Good job. He'd like wag his tail. He'd be happy for me. But I have 2. That looks kind of poodly. Am I right, ladies? What kind of puppy is that?
What
is he?
Y'all are muted, Michelle.
Oh, I see.
Oh, there.
Oh, so cute. Yeah. Okay. I just saw the tail and I thought perfect. So cute. I have 2 Australian Shepherds. I don't know if you know what those look like. They're pretty cute.
Mm-hmm.
But one of them at the beginning of this, one of them got sick. Well, not sick. I woke up and she had a golf ball sized growth in her ear. And so I took her to the vet right away. And I put her up on the table at the vet. And the vet walks in. And from across the room, the vet goes, ooh. Which is not good. We've all dealt with doctors. You know it's not a good sign when someone with a medical degree goes, ooh. Right? Like even my dog knew that was weird. My dog was like, she knew that was strange. And the doctor goes, ooh, looks like a hematoma. And I don't know. I'm an idiot. I go, hematoma? Hematoma, what is that? Is that a type of cancer? What is that? You know, I don't even know. I'm an idiot. And he goes, no. It's just it's a blood clot. It's just a blood clot in your ear. He goes, you've heard it called cauliflower ear before. He goes, it's very common in mixed martial artists get it. He goes, it's very common in boxers. I go, boxers? No, she's not a boxer. She's an Australian Shepherd. Can't you tell the difference between the breeds? This is obviously not a boxer. He goes, not that kind of boxer, you idiot. The real boxers, they get punched in the ear. I go, I didn't punch her in the ear, okay? I didn't punch her. He goes, I know you didn't punch her in the ear. He goes, your other dog probably nipped it or something, or she scratched it too hard. She goes, she's not even in pain. He goes, it's just swollen. That's it. I goes, well, what do we do about this? How do we handle this? He goes, well, there's 2 options. He goes, the first one is you can just leave it. He goes, she's not in pain. He goes, in a week, the swelling is going to go down, and then it's going to shrivel up like a cauliflower ear. He said, or you can leave her here for an hour. I'll put her under. I'll take a syringe and drain it, and then the ear will look perfectly normal, and you can take her home. So I said, of course, let's do that one. I come back an hour and a half later. That procedure, $950. $950. I saw the bill, and I was like, ooh. Ooh. I didn't know it was going to be $950. Can you undo it? Can you re-shrivel it? Can you inject the stuff back in there? Can you put the stuff back in? Because I didn't know it was going to be $950. Because she's a dog. If I had a mangled ear, you'd see it. Like, she's a dog. We could have done a fur comb over or something just to cover the ear. For $20, we could have bought a beautiful scarf and put it around her head. We could have put the ARF and scarf and been like, don't look under there, all right? You don't want it. It looks like what the other one looks like. It looks exactly like what you think. The more I thought about this, look, my dog wasn't in pain. Okay, this was just to make her look nice. That's all I did this for. I basically had plastic surgery for my dog. Like at the beginning of that month, if my wife and I were allotting $1,000 for plastic surgery, I would have fixed some of this. I would have done something here. I would have fixed something. I see some of you laughing too hard. You're like, yeah, you got some things. Your ears aren't perfect. Your nose can do it. Do you have eyebrows? What's going on there? Right? How about the hair? Can you fix that? What's going on with the whole thing? Listen, the point is I live here in Los Angeles. Okay? What if my dog gets addicted to plastic surgery. That's what happens here in Hollywood. What if she wants more? What if I come home one day and she's like, "Hey, I'd like to have the eyes pulled back a little. I'd like to maybe get some fur taken out under the chin." What if she wants fake breasts? What if my dog wants fake breasts? Then I'm going to have to buy 8 of those.
Very good.
All right, just show of hands. This is off the subject. Raise your hand or wave if you knew dogs have 8 nipples. Did you know? Who knew?
They look
Okay,
like
a couple
sausage
people
on
know.
the pizza.
What's that? How do you know?
They look like sausage on the pizza if you get Papa John's pizza.
Well, now I can't eat pizza ever again. Thank you. Now I was going to have pizza for dinner, and now forget it. It's out. Never again. No more pepperoni on the pizza. I don't know how you know. I learned that whole story is true about my dog having the growth and everything, but except for the fantasy part at the end, obviously, where my dog wants to have plastic surgery for herself. So to finish that joke, for that final punchline of her wanting fake breasts, I had to look up. I had to Google how many nipples do dogs have. I had to Google that, and here's the funny thing: it said 6 to 8, not 6 or 8, 6 to 8. That means there's a dog out there with 7 somewhere. You know the other dogs are talking about him. You're like, "Hey, did you hear about Lucky?
Wait.
Did you hear about Lucky? He's got an extra one. Next time you're sniffing the butt, look up. There's one off to the side there. It looks like a pepperoni pizza. You'll see it. It looks like Papa John's." The point I'm trying to make with all of you is if I ever get arrested and the police look at my search history in my computer, they're going to be like, "Look what this sick son of a gun was looking up." How many nipples do dogs have? Lock this guy up. They just opened a store by me, and I know some people have cats and goats, obviously. But, they just opened a new pet store by me. Wave if you have this by you. They just opened by me. Petsmart? Has anyone been to Petsmart? Oh, okay. You guys have all been. Great. It's new to me. So I went for the first time, and it was awesome. But I stood for a half hour in the parking lot because I couldn't figure out. I just stared at the sign. I was like, is it Petsmart or Petsmart or Pet S&M Art? Because I've got some paintings I'd like to sell, and if this is the place to do it. And then you know what? I went inside, and sure enough, they had leashes and collars and ball gags. A lot of kinky stuff going on at PetSmart. Some crazy stuff with it. My heart was in the right place when I went there. Have you heard that's my new favorite phrase? My heart's in the. Have you heard that? Like where people are like, "Oh, that guy's kind of a jerk, but his heart's in the right place." Where did that saying come from? His heart's in the right place. Was there someone whose heart wasn't in the right place? Like, where did that start? Where did that saying go? Be like, "Hey, did you hear about Phil? His heart's not in the right place. It's actually in his foot. His heart is in his foot. That's why he's a jerk." But who can blame him? His heart's in the wrong place. Well, of course he's in a bad mood. It's always like that. I'm getting older. There's one thing I learned about getting older, and it's great. We're all in a group that getting older for most people is awful, but for I think our group, we're happy to get older. Right? This is the time we're worried about not getting older. But the one thing I've learned is about getting older that no one told me. I wish my dad had told me. There's some benefits to getting older. The one thing I learned is you automatically learn karate. That's been a nice, fun thing. I never knew that. So no one told me. See, some of you are nodding your head. You automatically learn karate once you get older. Now, the people who don't know yet, that you're not old enough yet, let me warn you, you don't actually learn the moves. All right? You just learn the sounds. Okay? Like getting out of bed in the morning. Show me tie the shoe. Show me adjust the rearview mirror and pull your neck out for a month. Oh, son of a gun. I think that's Japanese, right? That's Japanese. I think. Here's the other thing I love about I've been hanging with my wife a lot and during this time. And the one thing, if anyone, I had a friend who was supposed to get married during this whole coronavirus stuff. And this would be a weird time, right? You plan this big wedding and then all of a sudden people can't come or you got to do it online. It's just a weird thing. If anyone is engaged out there who's watching, let me just give you some advice about getting married. Be ready for this. Your vocabulary shrinks. It gets tiny once you get married. There's less words you're allowed to say. I wish someone would have told me that because I make my living with words, talking. There are less words I can say now that I'm married. I can't say this word anymore. I can't say the word relax. If I say the word relax, it has the complete opposite effect of what I'm going for in that situation. Usually we're on the first floor of a situation. I'm just trying to talk us down to the ground floor. All right. If I say the word relax, right to the penthouse, immediately least relaxing possible happens when I say relax. And I will say, to be fair to my wife, she didn't tell me I wasn't allowed to say that. That's self-imposed. I put that on myself. I just noticed her reaction the first 40 times I said it, and she didn't seem to like it. So I was finally like, okay, I'm going to stop saying it. But she's banned other things. She'll make announcements sometimes. I'll come in the house and she'll be like, hear ye, hear ye. Henceforth, you will not do or say the following things in the following situations. Any questions? Please see addendum 2 through 4 on the following pages. She has a long list of things I'm not. She actually banned a sound. A sound. There is a sound I can't make anymore. I can't make this sound. I can't go. Rear. That's a fun sound. I haven't done that like in a year. I forgot how fun it is to do. She hates that sound. Is everyone familiar with the rear? Okay. She doesn't like it. She put a stop to that. And I'll tell you this, she's fantastic at conflict. I guess I was doing it a lot. She didn't stop me in the moment. She waited a whole day. And then out of the blue, she just goes, hey, come here. Get over here. Come here right now. You know that cat sound? I don't like that cat sound. No more cat sound. Don't do that cat sound anymore. It's belittling. It's demeaning. It's not nice. Don't do that cat sound. I don't like it. You love me? You want to be with me? No more cat sound. Don't do that again. All right? You want to grow old together? Die together? Get there together? No more cat sound. Don't ever let it come out of your mouth again. Which ironically was the perfect point to go, rear. I didn't, but we can all agree that would have been a good point to do it, right? As a comedian, it was very hard in that moment not to give her one more rear for the road at that point. And I'm not even joking about that. I'm not even joking about this. You are not allowed to make that sound in our house. That's not a joke. It's banned. Our cat will not make that sound. If our cat gets in a fight with our dog, our cat just goes, relax. You guys have been fantastic. That's the end. This is the 3D portion of the show. Put your 3D glasses on. Bob, did you not tell everyone about the 3D glasses?
You forgot.
We're going to have to save the 3D for next time. You guys have been fantastic. I hope you got some laughs today. Thanks for sharing with me. So great seeing all your smiling faces. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hope to see it in front and we'll hug and wear wires together soon. Bye, everyone.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you.
That was the fabulous, the always funny Steve Mazan.